Well, I'm sure you know by now, but if you don't know, well, let me reiterate it. This year, 2016, our theme for the standpoint is the responsible woman. The responsible woman. Who is a responsible woman? What does it take to be a responsible woman? And yes, your guess is as good as mine. That's our topic for discussion today. We are going to find out who is the responsible woman. Well, my name is Gifty, and welcome to the Standpoint today. It's going to be really, really exciting, and I have the right people in the studio to tell us. I have a doctor, I have a lecturer, I have a lawyer. Wow. Okay, well, let me say thank you to GTP for my cloth. GTP celebrating 50 years, still timeless. 50 years of styling the nation. My dress is sewn by Ophelia Crossland Designs, makeup by Paba Cosmetics, and applied by Ali Gina Makeover. We take a short break. When we come back, we will get responsible. And your many naso misaka.
Middo, Osideni, what?
Odo, oyo best my power.
Tinatek tomac mixture. Uwo bia oni osani yefuyeri bi nyasem. Sana tinatek malakeno so. Etu malaria, tipaye, stress, any hunam yaw biase.
Free 020-816-0807 and 0276-875629.
Tina 13 euro.
Eye busien chamfa.
GDA Concepts, producers of the Standpoint TV program, is offering the following services. Studio space available for rent for video shoots and conferences with seating capacity of 120 people at an easily accessible location. Standby generator available. Conference chairs also available for hiring. Sale and rental of Sony Z7 cameras. You can also contact us for video coverage for events, event organization, documentaries, TV commercials, etc. Locate us at 55 Olympic Avenue, Kokomlimle, near Joy FM. Call 050-133-9642 or 0544-844-122.
The Standpoint. This program is also aired on ABN TV or Sky Channel 235, which is across Western Europe, parts of Canada and Asia. Our website www.thestandpoint.com.gh, powered by Dream Oval. Seated right opposite me is Dr. and Mrs. Rebecca Akwa Ahin. She is medical director of VRA Health Service. She is an obstetrician gynecologist. Welcome back to the Standpoint.
Thank you.
It's good to have you back.
It's good to be back too.
Well, next to Dr. Mrs. Akwa Ahin is Dr. Mrs. Jemima Nunu. She is a lecturer at the business school Gimpa. She's also board chair Africa Center for Energy Policy. That's ASEP. Next to her is my sister from another mother. She is Cynthia Kwaku Jumo. She is finance and banking lawyer. She's also the chief executive of African Media. Apart from the finance and banking, she's into entertainment law and a whole lot of things. She has a big dream and she's living it. Good to have you on the Standpoint.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Doc, who's the responsible woman? Responsibility can come from when you are a girl child into adulthood, being responsible. Responsibility can also be learned. You can learn to be responsible. Right from being a child, you learn how to keep yourself, I'll talk from the point of medicine,
Right.
to be clean, to be neat, to be tidy, to be healthy, to eat healthily. You don't talk anyhow.
Right.
Your attitudes, they all come to show that you are a responsible woman or a girl.
Right.
Even in terms of taking care of your body. You know, the body, as we say, the Bible says, it's wonderfully and fearfully made. But if you don't take good care of the body, it will cease to be what it has to be.
Right.
You take it from cleaning ourselves, even that alone. People clean themselves when they visit the private, from the back to the front. But you need to do it from the front to the back, because you can introduce infection to your private part if you do that. So it takes a responsible person to learn how to do it. And we need to teach the young girls how to be responsible.
Right.
But Nino, and another thing is, you go for a checkup. They'll tell you, a woman will tell you, it's very expensive to go for the annual checkup. You know, we all, I don't know about Cynthia and you, but I'm over 40, you know, so. You know, you need to go for your regular checkups. You need to, you know, basically take care of yourself health-wise. But a woman will tell you that it's too expensive. But will spend the money to go and buy the most expensive hair, most expensive clothes, you know, dress to buy.
I must admit, it's something I've had to learn, and it's an investment. It's not just an expense. You're investing in yourself. And we don't run on oil, we're not cars. You know, we really need to invest in ourselves, not just going for medical checkups, about having you time. Just time, not feeling guilty about it. So I think part of being responsible as well, for those of us that are older, is to help the younger ones. I mean, I was quite plain about it on how to do these things, but I think we really need to break those barriers and get down. I remember my own mother teaching me very graphically how to take care of myself.
There's something we called, who takes care of the caregiver?
Right.
The woman is running around doing everything. But if you do not pause and take care of yourself, you will break down somewhere around the line. And once a woman breaks down, it affects a whole lot of people.
Right.
So it's not expensive to take care of yourself. You need that rest from time to time. Going to the hospital to do a checkup. It could be a thorough checkup, or it could be gynecological checkup. If it's because of the money, don't put them together. Go do your general checkup separately, and then you can also do the gynecological checkup separately. If we buy cloth for funeral, for weddings, for associations, for all other things.
Sometimes
we buy
that
shoes.
do not even concern us.
Things that don't concern us,
the person having the wedding,
but we cry more than they do.
To go.
Where we wear it once and we don't wear it again. Even maybe because of the color, you will not wear it again. We buy shoes, we buy bags that we don't use often. So one of those sets can buy you your health, good health, long life, you live longer, and you will impact positively on the people around you by what you do, how you do it. You become a role model to somebody just watching the way you do it. And then in the long run, you are also teaching others how to take care of themselves. We are in a society, we don't live in a society in isolation. So women have a big role to play in making other women, other girls, and even men responsible. Well, the standpoint is sponsored by Anointed Electrical Engineering Services, the generator expert.
Malibu.
Tinted Venicare.
W.
And anti-Mary gripe water produced by Ernest Chemist. Thank you to Awake Mineral Water produced by Casapreco Company Limited. Thank you to Gogot Yogurt and Daily Fruit Juices. Mark Catering Service takes care of our catering needs and cake technique as well. We take a short break. When we come back, we're going to look at confidence in terms of responsibility. We'll be back.
When it comes to your family, turn to the anti-malarial you can trust. Malibu. Malibu is a highly effective artemether-lumefantrine anti-malarial available in syrup and tablets, specially formulated for children and adults. Keep the whole family healthy with Malibu.
Hello, I'm Amma, and I'm a W Young professional.
My name is Benedetta. I'm a W in business.
Hi, I'm AC, and I'm proud to represent the W and family.
I have access to the best sources of inspiration, an outstanding mentor, career workshops, and more.
I am connected to a panel of professional advisors. I even got a new business partner through a W seminar.
Being a working mother is amazing, and W empowers us with special lifestyle offers, an early saver for the kids, and bank assurance protection for the whole family.
Sign on to W at any Access Bank branch near you.
Get inspired.
Get connected.
Get empowered.
W, inspiring, connecting, empowering.
Middo, president what?
Odo, oyo besuma pao. Kwasuanum Tinted Venicare what? When say Tinted Venicare. Enum kwane bibidra. Clinically no. Ya testing with Department of Pharmacology and Microbiology at University of Ghana on Medical School.
Sir?
Omudu stamp we say bye. Minia, num Tinted Venicare what?
Hey! Tinted Ambassador.
Abuye papa. Free 020-816-0807 and 0276-875629.
Tinted in you.
Eye busien chamfa.
GDA Concepts, producers of the Standpoint TV program, is offering the following services. Studio space available for rent for video shoots and conferences with seating capacity of 120 people at an easily accessible location. Standby generator available. Conference chairs also available for hiring. Sale and rental of Sony Z7 cameras. You can also contact us for video coverage for events, event organization, documentaries, TV commercials, etc. Locate us at 55 Olympic Avenue, Kokomlimli, near Joy FM. Call 050-133-9642 or 0544-844-122.
Welcome back to the Standpoint. Yes, we are talking about the responsible woman, and let me say thank you to Powerback Cosmetic, Matilda Hood Couture, MHC. They take care of my beading needs, my hinima to my, beads and the centerpiece here and coffee tables, all by MHC, Matilda Hood Couture. Now, Dr. Jemima Nunu. You're oozing of confidence from the US sitting and everything. Were you born confident?
Not at all. I was not confident at all. I grew up in an area where I was one of the few black people. So everything about me I didn't like. So I didn't like my hair, I didn't like my body, I didn't like everything. So it got to a point where I lacked so much confidence that I would only dress in baggy clothes, and they had to be either black or grey, anything dull. And then I'd wear a cap over my head. And just generally, it was in my teenage years, I wasn't confident at all. I thought it was very ugly as well. So one time
Which mirror were you looking in?
The mirror of society at that time.
Okay.
So one time I came to Ghana. I'm laughing now, but at the time I was quite, in and of myself, I felt horrible. So I came to Ghana and, it's hot here. So I put on I think a waistcoat or a coat and put my baggy whatevers. And my grandma saw me, and my grandma is a no-nonsense, typical Kumasi woman. She does not suffer fools gladly.
No.
So she looked at me and said, what are you doing? And I said, Grandma, I'm not happy. I don't. She just took the thing off me. She was like, take it off. Do you know how many people here would love to have a body like yours? Why are you being like this? Why is my granddaughter, why are you so, it wasn't fearful, but you don't have any confidence in yourself. So after that, I thought about what Grandma had said and the way she was so horrified. And my grandma always used to tell me how beautiful I am, how much, she's so proud of her granddaughter. And having those words of affirmation really, really helped. So right now I think, okay, so what if I've got lumps and bumps here? It doesn't matter. That's me. And I think a lot of what you hear affects your confidence. So yeah, I think from confidence, I've had to learn to be confident.
Yeah. So for you, it had to take a strong grandmother.
Oh yeah, it took my grandma some very harsh words to get me there. But yes.
Sylvia, the C word, the confident woman. But sometimes some people, being confident, are rude
and arrogant.
For me, the definition of confidence is humility. And if you have, if you're very secure in yourself, you're confident in yourself, you don't need to put anybody else down to show that. And it really stems from you being humble. And I know that in many worlds, particularly in the corporate world, the word humble it's a no-no word. And people seem to think that if you're humble, then it means that you lack confidence. Or you're insecure, and I beg to differ. I mean, things like you say, thank you, please. There's nothing wrong with the higher you climb up, the more confident you should be by showing that you're humble, and that's where for me it comes from. Stems from understanding yourself as a human being, appreciating other people for who they are. That's where it all comes from.
So for you, the confident woman is the woman who is secure in herself, knows herself, knows what she's up. So she doesn't need to compete with anybody.
No.
She doesn't need to put anybody down.
She has to compete with anybody to compete with herself in terms of setting goals.
Right.
And we live in a society where certain people are uplifted in society. Certain professions are uplifted in society. Certain
like
backgrounds,
lawyers, like doctors.
It's a job. I always say to people, it's a job. Not everybody is going to be a lawyer. Not everybody is going to be a doctor. And people have talent, and God gives talent as He wills it. And so, in our society, we tend to look down a lot on other people who we think are less privileged than us. And we really need to be responsible enough to make sure, understand that everybody has a role to play. Whether it's a security man, whether it's a maid who's in your house, everybody's there to play a role. And if you're a confident woman, you don't really need to bring those people down.
And the sad part is sometimes when a woman is being confident, she's termed as I said, arrogant, too assertive, too loud, too known. Oh, and the big one, she's sleeping around to get to where she is. That's why, she thinks she's all that.
Yeah, I think it's because that person has some knowledge. You have knowledge, you have acquired it, or you have the skills. But it doesn't mean that you should behave in such a way that they see you that way. It's a perception, but you need to prove them wrong. That it is not, what they think it is. By your actions, by what you do. Whatever you do, I always see that to do it to the best of your abilities. People will realize it, and whatever wrong impression they had about you, it will go away. They will stop saying it. Even if they say it, deep down in your heart, and your friends know, your family know that you are not who they say you are. You are not sleeping around. Not everybody is born with a silver spoon in their mouth.
No.
They come from very poor backgrounds.
Yeah.
But when the opportunity arises, we need to take it. Be it education, be it trade, be whatever it is, take that opportunity and enhance yourself.
Right.
And the confidence comes with it. So if you get opportunity to go to school, don't say, what am I going to do with it? My parents are poor.
Right.
No. Maybe it's a scholarship. Take it. Go and do it. Before you realize, if it is 2-3 years, before you say, Jack, you would have finished.
Right.
And you get an extra power, knowledge that God has given you.
Right.
We have different gifts. If it's in trade, if it is whatever it is,
Right.
do it and do it to the best of your ability. But seek more information and grow yourself. Don't stay at one place.
Right.
People will misunderstand, the way you are exhibiting the confidence. Right. But when you hear it, you should sit back and say, maybe there's something I'm doing, the way I'm carrying myself.
Right.
That's why people are saying that about me.
Yeah.
And we live in a society. So then you advise yourself and then you make sure that you are impacting rather positively on your society, on the people around you. So that goes with it.
The responsible woman doesn't allow society to influence or dictate,
I think,
to her.
I mean, we're not in a vacuum, and I think we need to be real about that. But the point of the matter is that I think that you know in and of yourself who you are, yes? And I always say,
or you should know.
Once you should know in and of yourself.
Exactly.
But then it's a responsibility. Like, I'll give you a concrete example. There was one of my students asked me for a reference, and I gave her a good reference because academically she was very good. And they always ask you, what is this person's weakness? And I said that this person's weakness is she lacks confidence, but she's brilliant. And so anyway, she came back to me and she asked me, how did I know? And I said, I do have an eye for these things. And so anyway, to cut a very long story short, I took it upon myself to help build this young lady's confidence. So, she's a wonderful young person, and I do that with quite a few young people. So I think the onus is also on some of us to detect that. And there's a lot of broken people around. A lot of broken people for various reasons, whether it be from the home setting, from peer pressure, from society in general, who are just walking around wounded. And it's not a physical wound that we can all see. It's more of an emotional, sometimes mental. And I think once it's detected, then we should take on that responsibility of trying. I usually, there's a list of Bible verses that I usually give to people to actually every morning as a confession, confess this over your life. At first you may feel a little daft, saying all of these things, but then after some time, you begin to believe and you begin to see it in your life. So I usually start with that, and with a few of the other girls as well. I have one-on-ones with them when I can. But I think as a society, we shouldn't rejoice in people's lack of confidence or low self-esteem. I've noticed quite a few times, and it's quite upsetting for me when I see women competing, or even worse, trying to pull others down, trying to make them, she's gained so much weight, or look at her, and please, I think, that hairstyle really doesn't do anything for her big head, or all of those kinds of things, which are really unnecessary. Not meaning you, of course, you always look lovely.
There's somebody watching maybe saying that, so I just want them to know. I'm loving my hair. I'm loving my big hair.
So I think really, we need to take it not just as an individual, being responsible, also responsible as an individual, but we also have societal responsibilities that we need to take just as seriously.
Let me take another short break. This time one is sponsored by Anointed Electrical Engineering Services, the generator expert. We also sponsored by
Malibu. Tinted Vanike
W.
And Anti-Mary Gripe Water, produced by NS Chemist. We are supported by Awake Purified Mineral Water. Thank you to GTP for my club. 50 years of styling the nation, still timeless. That's GTP. And of course, sewn by Ophelia Crossland Designs. Makeup by Power Cosmetics and applied by Ali Gina Makeover. My accessories by MAC Matilda Hood Couture. Thank you to Go-Got Yogurt, Daily Fruit Juices, and Matamis for my beautiful pots that I love so much. We'll be back.
Hush, my little baby.
For babies' tummy pains, minor digestive upsets, or teething, caring mothers everywhere use Auntie Mary's Baby Gripe Mixture. It's quick, effective, and sure to leave babies smiling again in no time. Auntie Mary's Baby Gripe Mixture from NS Chemist, because everyone needs a chemist.
When it comes to your family, turn to the anti-malarial you can trust. Malibu. Malibu is a highly effective artemether lumefantrine anti-malarial, available in syrup and tablets, specially formulated for children and adults. Keep the whole family healthy with Malibu.
Welcome back to the Standpoint. Well. Unfortunately, I mean, this is a program that we definitely need to do a part 2, part 3, part 4, part whatever. But yes, for this one, we need to wrap it up soon. We still need to talk about the religion when it comes to being responsible. Is it religion or spirituality? Anyway, Dr. Akwahin will talk about it. Dr. Mrs. Akwahin will talk about that. We need to talk about adding value to yourself and then the financial independence. And I start with you, Cynthia. Financial independence. Lawyer Cynthia.
Trouble, but I'm going to say this. The new generation of the young people have got it all wrong.
It's true.
You need to have your own. The men out there are looking for somebody who would add value to their lives. Mm-hmm. They're not looking for people who are going to sponge off them. It's time. Stop it. Work for your own. You know, I have already said I have 6 children. I was married, I'm divorced, I'm having to raise my children on my own. If I didn't have mine, I probably wouldn't be able to do it. And so women need to start looking really seriously about creating financial independence for themselves. Okay. And I can't, and being a finance lawyer, of course, that for me is a topic that it's very important. We do need to. It doesn't matter. I had my children when I went back to do my second degree to study law, because my first degree was in economics, something else. I was doing all sorts whilst I was having children. I would take my student grant. I'll go to the US and buy things and sell to my other colleagues. But I always had my own. I can't stress on that. We have this generation where they're looking for a man to buy them. No, please don't. It's not even attractive. Okay, have your own. If a man adds to it, that's a good thing. But don't set out thinking that to be able to be successful in this world, you need to catch a very rich man. Look, everybody else is looking for a rich man. So, what tends to happen is that the man will use you in many ways. You will never really end up, getting the prize that you think you're going for. And there's nothing more confident than a woman who has some sense of, even if it's little, you can buy your own, sanitary stuff, you can buy your own, we need to stop it as women. It's not responsible, it's not attractive. I have a lot of male friends who talk about this, and they're really repelled by women who are looking, for me. Yes,
I mean to eat. You need to go and ask a man for money to buy.
Don't do it. It really isn't attractive.
An investment, maybe you should talk about that.
I say this. I mean, it doesn't matter how small. we're a country that believes we have a church in every corner. We pay our tithes. Tithe to yourself too, okay? Out of the income that you earn, if you're paying a 10% tithe to your church, put that 10% also in your bank account and just consider it a tithe to yourself for the future. It doesn't have to be lump sums of money. It's just really whatever you're getting, just get into the habit of putting some aside. And then when business opportunities come up, you don't have to do one job. I mean, most people who are successful don't really do one job. You know, you may be in a job that is not paying you well. Look around you and find out sources of other things you can do, and most of the time it comes out from your hobbies, probably your talent. I mean, there's some research that was conducted that most of the people who have had successful businesses, it started off a side business for them. It wasn't their main job. Okay, they were looking for extra income, started to do something they love, whether it's making hair, whether it's designing something, and that actually became the thing that was the main breadwinner for them. So find ways of making money. Find ways of making money and invest in your future.
Legitimate ways.
Please, legitimate. And that does not include calling Kojo and say, I need 20 Ghana CD, and calling Kwame and say, I need 20 Ghana CD. Just meaning be resourceful and save.
Yeah. Hard work pays.
It does.
And adding value to yourself.
Something that I'm quite passionate about, probably being a teacher.
Yeah.
And there's so many ways you can do this. I mean, we live in a digital age. So finding information, it's not like before you had to go to the library, dig out all these encyclopedias, and then try and find out things. You can get information at the touch of a button. So I always say, just like random things, if you think that, let's say your diction is not too good, you've not got a very good vocabulary, just if you've got one of these smartphones, you don't have to WhatsApp all the time. You can download a dictionary application, and every day they've got the new word of the day, and you learn. So you think, okay, that's one way, okay, my vocab is quite limited, then I can improve myself in that. Or if you think, I'm not sure about dressing, I'm not sure what suits my body type or what colors suit me, then you can quickly read and learn. So I think we are always learning. We should always strive to learn. So, I always tell my students as well, you're not learning to impress me. I've got my degree. You're not learning to impress the next person, because they're also running their own race. You're learning to improve yourself. I love reading. That's one way.
That reminds me, when am I getting my books for the reading project?
You will get them.
Okay.
I love reading, and I am a bookworm. So I love reading lots of books, and that's how I improve myself. That's how I switch off, as in it's an escapism, but also I use it to I find out a lot of information through books. But I know some people are not bookworms. Maybe they're more visual. Maybe they like seeing things. So in line with what you said about the TV we watch, I don't believe in just watching TV. I believe in watching programs. So you're very specific. You're very targeted. And when you want to improve yourself, you don't just say, randomly, I just want to improve Pick an area. If it's in the area of presentation, you want to learn how to comport yourself better, then learn about that. Maybe there's a person that a lady that and then you approach them and you say, Cynthia, I love the way you put yourself together. I love the way you talk. I love the way you do this. Can you perhaps teach me? And then I'm sure people like Cynthia, I'm advertising you now, Cynthia.
In fact, you don't need to ask. She would help you.
So if you now get people on the street now asking you. No, but seriously.
And I know who to refer you to, who the stylist is responsible for this without plugging her. So I've done exactly what she says. When your body changes as you have children, your career changes, there are experts out there. There are people who are stylists, there are makeup artists who will help you to make the most of yourself. It's really about going out there and asking.
Right. And it doesn't have to be expensive. And it doesn't have to be too daunting as well. So it can be specific areas of your life. Like we've just talked about financial independence. And maybe you're thinking, you know, I really need to make some more money. How do you do that? You can look at various ways. Maybe you're good with your hands. I have students that make lots of money, even out of me, by selling things in class. So they'll buy them in bulk, maybe drinks, and then sell them at a profit. There's other times maybe you're good at hair or, as you said, makeup or whatever. And then you can profit from that. So I think we all of us here, none of us are stagnant. We all want to improve ourselves.
Doc, now the religious aspect, but before that, you know, that brings to mind one of the girls that my girl Alice, you know, trains. She is in the medical school. Emilia is in the medical school, and today she didn't come because she's going to do somebody's bridal makeup.
Great. So that is what
she's in her final year medical school.
You know, you are in school, but she's still doing something on the side. So people will respect you even the more because you are not relying on them. You have some little money that you can use.
And Alice herself has a master's degree in marketing. She's living off makeup.
Can you imagine that?
Yes.
That is great. Congratulations. And
I got amazed. I worked with them for a while before I got to know these things about them, and
so it's exactly what we are talking about. Being responsible and adding value, being financially independent, and their confidence adds to it. So it's for everybody. If we all, get to become responsible, financially sound, those negative perceptions and things will be minimized because we all have what it takes.
Exactly.
So then it becomes the norm.